Hello, welcome back to a new video, and I would carefully claim that this is the first video that I'm happy with. And what I mean with that is that we were preparing for next year, as we talked about, and I think this is the first one where I got all the parts right. We will also try to do some extra new things here. And one of the big changes is that we are trying to add some pictures along the way, especially of the locations we are going to visit. So today's ride, we're starting in the Maxima Park in Utrecht, which is about 10 minutes ride from the central station. And yeah, on our left is actually, you can see that the tiny bit in the helicopter view is a big water lake, man-made lake, which is about 45 meters deep, and it was actually dug out 12 million square meters of or so cubic meters of dirt to create all these homes and to make the ground a little bit higher, so that if the climate goes bad, that we have a little bit more, let's say, space. So yeah, what we will do, we will go to Haarzuilen and we will revisit the castle there, and I will also show some pictures along the way. And what I think is nice about this one is sort of like day trips. So what I mean with that, this is probably a good one where if you are in Utrecht and you are with your kids and a few bikes, you can actually use this to bike to these locations and have a fun day in 3 or 4 different locations. So for example, you could get a bike like this, you can hire them, and you can see this one is at the lake actually, and that one has water protection. You can also get something more which is an open structure, so that you don't have a cover. And these are just some random pictures that I took. And some of them you can even hire in different locations. Sometimes I tell you that you see these yellow ones that you can rent, and they are all over the city. And yeah, this was an example of them. So the first location we are going, and we are actually going to make a mistake, that's in a way funny, is that I say that this is the first video I like, because I like the video quality, I like how the camera is now aimed, I like the audio, I think that's included, and the way that we are going to work with the pictures. But I do make some mistakes in my routing. I was hoping to take the small part which was next to the water that we see on our right side and also in the helicopter view, but I couldn't make that work because it was closed up, so I figured I could follow the route and then at the end of this, so go to the right again to get into the second part of the trail. That also didn't work out. But I did decide to continue riding this just to show you a little bit of the waterway, which is in this massive man-made area. And there's a beach, you can see it on the helicopter view. It's difficult to see in the real picture. And there's lots of activities going on, especially in the summer. And I think this is a good example of combining and creating basically a livable sort of space. And what I mean with that is that the new city part of Utrecht called Leidse-Rijn, the whole area is going to house about 100,000 people, and it's a good idea to put some ground layer there, so that for building, of course, but also to make it a little bit higher in our kind of flat country. But as a result, you get these massive sort of holes in the ground, and they turn them into, and this is all over the country, they turn them into these water areas, recreation areas, and they maintain them, and they put beaches there, and sometimes some protective areas, some benches and stuff like that, which is quite nice. So here I kind of decided that there was no way to get to the right side also on this route, and I turned back. And later on I'm making another mistake, and I kind of do the same thing. Why am I telling you this? Because I could have taken those out, but I think it was kind of nice to see. But I'm telling you this, that if you normally would go from the Maxima Park to the area that we need to go, which is Haarzuilen, which is a small village next to Utrecht, which slowly is being gobbled up, I would almost say, in a nice way, into the city. There's a castle there that we've seen before, but I also now show you a little bit more of the village itself. And if you normally would go from the Maxima Park to there without making this mistake that I'm now making, it will be about a 10-12 minutes bicycle ride. Of course, if you're with your kids or just by yourself, just being at this water area is also quite nice. The path that I wanted to take next to the water was actually also having some bird huts that you can use for birding if you want to take pictures. So there's quite a lot of nature also there. So of course we are now riding back. Although I'm very happy with the video quality now and how the camera kind of works, and I also think we had a really nice sky yesterday. It's typical sort of Dutch, let's say beginning of January, mid-January and beginning of February sort of weather. In that if it's dry, it's still quite cold, but you of course get also these kind of skies, and the sun is quite low. Now, when I said I like this video quality is because in reality it also kind of looks like this if you're looking into the sun. So I decided not to try to brighten up the picture, that it looks a little bit more less dark in some areas. I actually think that this is kind of what you're going to get. It's what you're going to get when you're bicycling. So normally I would wear a hat if it's sunny, so to keep the light out of my eyes. So in a while we are going to the right, which would have been the path that I should have taken. So the last few minutes was basically a detour, and we're going to do 2 of these detours, and for the rest we are doing quite okay. But if you watched yesterday's video, you know that I kind of relished a little bit of randomness in these videos when I'm recording them. So since I also put some pictures in the video, I have an extra screen open, so I'm now looking at the helicopter view, the video, so that I can do the overlay on top of it, but also have another screen open so that I can see where on the timeline the pictures are coming in. I will also, of course, next to the helicopter view, will try to add some points on the map that you kind of have an idea where we are. But this is the normal route again, and just to show you what kind of progress at least I think we are making, we kind of drove in this area in May, and if I look at myself at the video I made then and I made now, I think there's quite a few interesting improvements. Of course the weather was nicer in May, but you do see that there's quite a lot of people still out and about. The whole week you see people outside. And this was made on a Monday, and it was kind of interesting to see how many people are out on a Monday. I'm recording this Tuesday evening, and I'm on my coffee again, so if you hear a little bit of me drinking my coffee, sorry for that. I kind of like these skies, which are one of the improvements in this camera. You see more detail in it, and these times you still get these clouds and these air stripes at times, which I think look quite nice. Again, leave comments about what you think we could still improve, or how I should try to change things. Not that I per definition will listen, but I might listen. I actually enjoyed the feedback you are giving me so far. There's no real goal in this YouTube channel compared to my other ones. It's just me riding along in. I have to admit, I kind of more and more when I cycle around and see the different areas, enjoy my own country. I know this sounds weird, but it's especially if you're random bicycling somewhere, it's actually quite nice to see how everything is integrated. And of course, everybody is proud of their own country, I think. And I know about 50% of the people watching are also Dutch, but I do enjoy the fact that have such a diversity in landscape and ways to get out of the city, and I kind of be impressed with what you see around. And this is again an example, but now at the end of the lake, you can also see it will be coming up in our right. You can see it in the helicopter view. And again, a mistake, because I kind of figured again that I could go to the left, sorry, to the right at some point to get to the castle from another angle that we did before. But it also didn't work out, so I'm bicycling up and down again. So actually this is kind of interesting, because you see that they also have to play with the water levels, and when we cycle back I will try to slow down a bit. And because all these lakes and different water areas that you see and these small canals are for watering the different building areas, farming areas, and but sometimes they have to up the level of the water or bring it lower again. And we will see some construction later on for that. One of the highest taxes, or one of the more complex taxes that the Dutch people have to pay, relate to water. I think we have 3 or 4 different water taxes. And they most of the time also maintain landscapes like this, which is nice. Again, you can see the difference in the camera if we are bicycling back, that the image kind of becomes darker, but I actually kind of like it because it's I guess more realistic. This is what it looked like in the morning. Sunny but cold day. And this cycling back is kind of the last mistake that I'm going to make during this ride. But you already noticed that we detoured about, I would say, 10 minutes. Which is important to tell you, because if you want, you could have and can skip ahead. But it's important in a way because if this is a day out, here you see what I mean with the water, right? So here you have to lower the water to make it work. And you see that quite a lot if you pay attention. So from the Maximum Park, which again about 10 minutes, 12 minutes ride, which we will look at later when we are going back. We're actually going to visit quite a few different areas. From this waterway, from the Maxima Park, which is about 10 minutes again, to this, the next one, the Haarzuilen, is probably about a 15-minute bike ride. And then we are going to Vleuten, which is another village nearby. From there we go back to Utrecht and into the Maxima Park, and I show you a little bit around that, just sort of cycling different paths, and we end up, which you might do on a day like this, at a brewery called Maximus. And I guess if you do a trip like this, you could go there. So there's lots of stuff to do for the kids. So for example, in the summer on this road there will be places where you can get fresh fruits, pears and apples, and good timing, apples and pears, you see that in the picture. There's also some playgrounds here, and in the different locations we see that there's quite a lot of stuff to do with the kids. You can get there by bicycle, as you can see, but of course also by car, but also by bus. So all of these locations are quite easy to reach in about the same time frames, about half an hour ish, by bus. Depends a little bit when the bus shows up. So we are kind of at the end, so we are now in Haarzuilens, as you can see. And if we go to the left, we go to the castle, but we are going to approach in a different way. And first we're going to go into the small village, show you at least 2 or 3 streets. You can see on the Google map it's not massively big, but you can see it's very nice. This is a restaurant which I think has really good desserts, because it's called Het Toetje. And toetje is basically the Dutch word for dessert. You also see these red and white sort of weapons of arms, which makes sense because the Utrecht is basically red, and coat of arms is red and white. So you can see that on the different homes. And again, if you go to the castle, but then after you go here, you can see that there's a nice restaurant over here, and there's one over there. So there are 3 or 4 different restaurants that you can go for lunch. And just I do a circle just to show you. I think there was some schools there. Might have to go back for that one, because there's an old, I guess, grandma with a small grandchild on a push sort of bike toy thing. A funny detail is that you can see that in the helicopter view, part of it is in 3D and the other part is flat, because they didn't make that in 3D yet. You also notice that the delivery trucks, which you of course also have a lot here, I would say every country is being transformed by delivery trucks. You did see the sort of on this road, just to keep, especially in the summer, I think that's needed, the speed down. They added these chicane blocks. Then they say goodbye, because you're already leaving their small village of Haarzuilen. The reason why we are doing this is because we're going to circle around kind of the area of the castle, which is quite big. There's lots of stuff to do for kids. I will show you some pictures, but if you're interested to go there, which you should in my opinion, there's like a deer area with deers. There's a lot of nice places to sit and have a picnic. You can either go into the castle or into just the grounds, and if you go into the grounds, which are quite big, you can just walk around, sit, picnic, and do stuff like that. I will show you some pictures when we are getting there. But I was trying to figure out if I could get closer to the deers, for example, from here with the bicycle. But as I expected, although Komoot and the route planner kind of said that you could go in, you can see most of these fences are closed off. So again, we are trying to figure out, could I get there while biking? It turns out that you really can't get too close onto the restricted area, and as a result we have to circle around the whole block. This is also quite interesting. You can see there's also really small buses and a bus stop over here, and that's there's even on this area there's a bus line. I could not quickly see which bus line it was, but and this is of course a very rural area. There's also buses at the other side in the village and near the castle, but I found it interesting that also on this road they have these smaller buses. So this is, for example, a way that is said you could bike, and you can see it's quite muddy. I decided not to do that. If I would be more professional, which I don't want to be, I should have done a trip before I made this video. Then I would have known, I could have planned my route accordingly. But I think this wandering around is also quite nice. You can imagine, of course, now it's winter time, and that if it's summertime, you can see it a little bit on the helicopter view. You're quite below the trees, which is good for the wind in the Netherlands. We talked about that before, but also of course you get some shade if it's sunny. And you see that quite a lot. Depending on where, they also might do some lower trees or hedges and stuff, just to make sure that the wind is being blocked a little bit for bicycling. Of course, most of this is sort of farmland, with small strips of homes that sometimes turn into a small village. And of course, there's always roundabouts. And you can see why they are so nice, right? There's almost, of course, next to the, and I'm waving because he stopped for me. Of course, there's infrastructure needed, but it's all quite low maintenance. Once the roundabout is made, there's no traffic lights, which cost quite a lot of money. There's hardly any interaction needed and technology needed once it is built, and they're quite safe, as you might know. The problem with roads like this, of course, that's why not always, but I would say 50% of the time you see a separated bike path, in this case also with trees in between, is although the majority by far are nice drivers in cars, there's always maybe one or two persons which are not as nice or have been drinking or whatever. I don't of course want to scare you, because I have, especially in the daytime, no problems in biking on a road like this, but in the end accidents can happen, so that's why having separated bike paths not a bad idea. And again, I think the higher view on the bicycle is actually quite nice, in that it of course we are going the same speed. I'm not going slower as normal, but you can see that the cars still look quite close if they pass by. That has to do with the angle of the camera. So we're coming up to a few pictures again, and I think we already see it in the helicopter view. That's why I put this picture here. You can see we are nearing the castle, and I took these pictures a few years ago, basically from the area we are now bicycling, which is a really long waterway. I'm not sure what they call this, like a cross structure. I think they copied it from Versage, and it's so big that you can see that I have to cycle quite a lot before I get there. So that picture is probably over a good 300-400 meters. So the Swan was quite close by when I took the picture, and the castle's 300 or 400 meters away. That's what you can do with a professional lens like this. So just to show you a tiny bit before we get to the other side how the gardens kind of look. They're quite nice, and there are different areas that you can walk around. Not this, you can't sit over here, at least not the natural place, but further on the ground, so you can see it in the helicopter view. There's quite a few places where you can sit, and people sit and just picnic. But as you can see, we are still nearing the castle in the 3D view. Well, in reality we are almost there, and you can see how long it took before we came from the water area where I took the swan picture from to here. So here you can see part of the castle. I won't talk too much about the castle itself because it is a mixed history. It's kind of a real castle, but it's also a fake castle, is that it's not really that old. It was owned by the Rothschilds, a famous and rich American family. But there's also some old parts that they build upon, so some call it a fake castle, some... yeah, it's all how you look at it. I think it's quite a nice sort of visit to go there. It might not be the most real and the most old castle. But again, some parts are built on an older version of the castle. So I will not show pictures now because I think there's too much on the video screen, but later on I will show some pictures from the inside. Of course, visit the website. I will put a link in the description. But if you look for castles in the Netherlands or Utrecht, you will find them. This is basically the biggest castle in the Netherlands. There's quite a few structures inside. And this is the main entrance, but you can also see, I aim the camera, we go there a little bit later. The moat and the area, the grounds are quite big, and there are different buildings there. A church, some outbuildings, and of course quite a big garden. I figured of course I'm now trying to get off the bike, which is now working better than the video we made a few days ago, because I aimed the camera better. Still trying to figure out how to do that, getting off and on the bike and not moving too fast. But I hope you agree with me, we are getting close to a good picture quality and also being able to show you around. Now I will stop again in about 50 to 100 meters, simply to show you a little bit what it looks like from the side. It's a hint to what's inside. There's always people here, and then lots of people are also sitting here in the summertime, so they put some benches there. People also fishing here. I get off the bike, and for people who ask, I actually took some steps backwards to show you the bike, so you have some idea of how I'm biking around. This is not my only bike, but this is the bike that I made. Of course, on a rental, then different bike, but this is the normal bike I use around Utrecht. So you can see the castle and the church, and that's of course the entrance with some buildings. And I will show you some pictures later. You see with the neck camera, walking is pretty okay. I think you see me stepping a little bit, but so there I took a picture of the bike, so you have some idea what I'm using. And you can also see the microphone, which is on the back rack with a fluffy sort of aiming up. And of course, what's also there is my rain pants in case it starts raining. Again in the helicopter view, and I might make that a little bit bigger so that you can see it. You can see the little bit of the church. I know sometimes I promise to make things bigger and I don't, because I have to go multiple times over each video and listen to what I promised and then do it while editing. So this is kind of what it looks like from here in the summertime, if you take a picture. I've taken quite a few pictures here, but I'll only show a few of them to give you a taste. Like I said, definitely if you Google, there are different videos about what you can find inside. I would say that the outside area is also a nice place just to hang out. And I think for a few hours this is a good one. This is one of my favorite pictures that I took a few years ago. And you can see the different buildings and the church around the inner water area. So of course there's a moat around, but there's also a moat around the castle itself. And here from another angle, a little bit darker weather. And you can see again the red and the white sort of popping. Also here you can see that they created, if you're underground, different ways to get to it. Nice wooden bridge. This was actually quite funny. You can see people, even on a Monday, of course mostly people are free, so elderly are just walking around and they were taking pictures. And actually what I like about this kind of areas is that I wanted to stop and get off to take a picture from the back of them, but here there's a small pathway and there's just two people sitting in the field, and again they put benches there so that you can sit around, as you can see, just to be there in the nature. So I stop here and then they look back at me because they heard me, and I figured, well, let's continue riding because I don't want to make them feel that uncomfortable. So that's why I stopped and now I'm continuing again. A picture from the entrance, but then from just different angles, so to give you a little bit the feeling how big the entrance itself is. It's quite a big building. Here you see a picnic area. Oh, I forgot that I put this picture in twice. Sorry about that. Just a few details. I never understand why it looks so sad. So this is kind of the entrance to the area. So that's why the fence is here, I guess. Now, interesting, you can see that there was a sign there, and I will put it into the picture. You see these signs all over the place. They're green with white, and they tell you the bicycle routes. So the LF4A and at 12 is the 2 points that you can follow if you want a bicycle and you don't want to use a normal route planner. So one more picture from inside. As you can see there, just people going into it. I probably have like a pass that they can go in all year, maybe. It's not that expensive, but and they're just sort of sitting there and playing a game. So that was our visit to Haarzuilen. Sorry about this. And from here we are going, I think, to Vleuten, if I remember correctly. And again, now that they have this goal of making these videos, so I enjoy that some people are watching, and we are slowly getting more people watching. But it was never my aim. I think what is nice about making these videos is that it forces me also to go to different places and find these spots like this, which are kind of nice. Just being out and riding in the countryside. I am not blessed with a great directional feeling. So sometimes, and even when making this video, I found something out like, oh, I always look at this little church when I'm doing my loop the loop. I will point it out my daily loop, and I actually did not dawn on me that it was actually a church in Vleuten that I'm always looking at. That tells you more about me than anything else. You did notice the yellow signs, so a lot of these areas are maintained by nature organizations, which I'm also a member of. So it costs you like, I don't know, 7 or 8 euros a month to support them, and they maintain some of these areas. Other areas are maintained by the water groups. Actually, I was sort of holding back because I was wondering where they were coming from. That seemed to be a nice structure, and I think if you look at the 3D view, there are some homes there. Later on we find another sort of one where they actually have like a small sort of bicycle path, especially to get into and out of this cul-de-sac or whatever you want to call it, with a few homes. So we are now entering Vleuten. Good timing, because there we see the sign. And we're actually chasing down this lady on her mobility vehicle. And she saw me, I guess, in the mirror, and I'm holding back. But at some point, I got the feeling she was getting irritated by me, so I decided to pass her. Again, I know that people think that I'm driving quite aggressively. I think now that the camera is higher, it already looks that I'm going slower, which I'm not. Keep in mind that's kind of how it looks on the camera. Again, I also think that is now improved because we are higher up. And I hope you agree with me that I'm quite happy with how it now looks. I'm pretty sure there are better bicycle video quality thingies on YouTube, but I think this kind of fits what I wanted to give. Of course, if you put it on a helmet, then you would see a lot more action. If I do it the camera lower, it looks faster. If I do it more backwards, you can see my handlebars and you can see me steering. But it's more for different types of videos. I think this is a good compromise. I still might work on a rotatable camera. It was quite funny. The dog was playing with a ball, and the ball was on the middle of the road, so he had to pick it up, and now he gets the ball again and sort of plays around. Actually, Vleuten, of course, is also an old area, but there was kind of quite a few new homes here. But we are slowly getting to the church. And we go from there. So the church is in front of us, and you see some older homes there. Vleuten is not too big. I'm not sure how big it is, but it also has its own train station again. I guess I wouldn't say every small city or village has a train station, but if you're near Utrecht, of course, because most of the trains are going there at some point in the Netherlands, there are multiple smaller areas that also have their own train station. They might not be on the main route, so there might be less there. Also quite interesting. I know she was looking for a parking spot, so again I speed up at some point to give her, because she was like sort of, okay. Now you can see if I want to, I can speed up quite a lot, just so that she could enter the parking spot. So you can see that the gas price is about 2 euros a liter. Now I had a plan to calculate how much that was in gallons and dollars. I guess it would be like $8 or $9 a gallon. So 2 times 4 point something, right? Then calculate back for the dollar. So this is a good example. The bus looked quite close, but at no point either was he sort of upset with me or I scared of him. So keep that in mind. It also explains maybe a tiny bit if I'm looking at other people's videos that sometimes I think, oh, they're doing dangerous things, especially in cities. I think there are quite a few aggressive bicycle riders in different cities which make videos and kind of, to me it seems make it a habit to show danger in a way. So this is what I was talking about. This is what we are now back into the Maxima Park. So we left Vleuten, but I kind of never noticed that when I'm here and you see that church there, that is actually Vleuten. I kind of didn't sort of cross my mind. Just tells you I'm not the smartest cookie in the jar. Not sure if that's an expression. I think it is cookie in a jar, right? So we are now back in the Maxima Park, and we're going to show a few pictures of the activities that normally happen here in the summer. I think the first picture is actually taken during when we just got out of the COVID sort of situation. But it's a good example of how things mix, right? So you see this weird dude on a skateboard and people's skiers and bicycling and combinations of things. I think the next one, because I saw a dog here, is actually this was this year, a person which is bicycling around here with dogs, and if you count them quickly, there are 13 dogs here. I didn't want to distract him, so I first passed him and asked him, is it okay to take pictures? He says, yeah. Of course he didn't stop because he's riding here, because the dogs are walking. So I quickly cycled about 3 or 4 minutes ahead of him and waited for him. And when he passed by, he put on his thumb. I say, that's nice. Maybe not the best picture because it was on my iPhone. All the other pictures are made with bigger cameras over the years. So again in Maxima Park, of course, it's February, so I will put up some pictures of summertime so that you get a feeling how it looks in the summer, because it's one of the bigger parks, and this kind of, especially in this neighborhood, my favorite park. What is interesting here is that you can see how smooth the video now is. I'm quite happy with it. If I go to the next bridge, you can actually see my phone sort of popping up aggressively. So that gives you an idea about how much movement is actually in the bike when I go up and down things, and how amazingly smooth these cameras can be these days. Because notice when I go up, you can see my phone popping into the picture. I hope that you catch that. But it gives you some idea. Of course, the phone is on my steering wheel, so that gives you some idea of how aggressive that goes up. So we are going to kind of skim this building, which is over here, and there's also a playground and a climbing tower, and that's what it looks like in the summer. You can see these racks again. There are bicycles there, also again these bakfietsen, because there are people here already today. We will skim it later a little bit, and now decided to go to another area, which is the Japanese gardens. Of course, they are not there's not much to see there, although there are people doing their things. But again, I will show you some pictures of how it looks in the summertime. So again, if you first go to the castle and then here, you can see how you spend a few hours there, sit around for a picnic over here, maybe do lunch in Vleuten. So skiing is still quite popular because of the skating, I guess. So see, they're trying to learn it here, and I yelled that I wouldn't go into the pylons. They were too close together. So this is kind of what this corner looks in the summertime. It still is quite an enjoyable place, but it does not look as beautiful as it does when we have a good growth and flowers out. I think it looks quite lovely. Please tell me in the comments if you like the integration of the pictures. I've made quite a few pictures over the years. This is a good example of a messy thing that needs to resolve itself. Dogs, kids on bikes, and but everything just flows. So again, I promised that we were a little bit of doing detours, so you can see that I'm not taking the most direct route. I'm sort of looping around back to the place we were like a few minutes ago. You can also see in the helicopter view how we are kind of circling the different parts. And I will go to the left now here, just to go next to the water again, where the big swans were, fake swans that you can rent, paddle boats basically. Oh, I think in Haarzuilen, maybe I just went too quick, but there's also like a petting zoo over there, so. You can also see in the helicopter view that in the summer there's quite a lot of flowers in the Japanese gardens. There are different areas. There's a butterfly area, Japanese gardens, there's a near the, which we are just going to miss, but near the restaurant area there's also some kids playgrounds with a really nice, I could have put a picture in there, really nice sort of climbing metal structure that you can climb quite high, sort of a tower. But you can already see in the helicopter view I'm hunting another interesting structure in the park. I first figured I wanted to go this way, but I was confused, so I need to go back a little bit. It's the first time I look at it from the top view myself. It's this weird sort of thingy in the middle. You will see when we get there, like a circle. But given the amount of people that are living in this area, the old villages and the new part of the city, I think it's actually quite nice that next to all the water areas that are created by digging up the dirt that they needed, they also put quite a big park in here that the local people can enjoy. So again, this is kind of how this entrance looks in the summer. It's actually the other side, but it's kind of similar. Of course, it's now winter time, so it's a little bit less. And this is also a beautiful spot in the evening when the sun's going down. And there's quite a lot of birds here, so I'll show you some pictures of birds that I took here with eggs or small baby birds. Again, still trying to get the hand on how to move about with the camera on my neck. But I hope you agree with me that this is the best one so far. So clearly I'm slowly but surely learning. And again, on the helicopter view you can kind of also see the combination of art structures and the old homes and the new parts of the town. Sport areas. Yeah, I can also like this picture. This was, I think, 2 years ago. There's probably some history about this building. why the artist made it like this. There's also kind of paintings inside, and there's in the summertime there's always people, mostly young people, just sitting around here. So I took this picture from here, basically where I'm now aiming the camera. You can see that was probably in May or something that I took it. When they're hatching the birds, hatching the eggs. You see a nice sort of painting on the roof area. I think I'm actually moving very slowly, but because of the way that the camera is sort of a wide angle, I need to move even slower. Having lunch. I hope this gives you a good feeling about how this area is built up. Because again, the Netherlands, of course, is a small country, very densely populated. So everything is kind of forced close by, and you can especially see that in the helicopter view. But it also means that if you want to give the feeling of nature, sometimes nature is only because there's a row of trees in between. You can't see the homes are right next to you, or they dug a trench where they put the highway in, or stuff like that. So sometimes the feeling of nature is exaggerated, I would almost say, simply by being smart of how they lay things down. It's not even that old of a bridge, but I took a picture, so I figured I put it in here because we are nearing this bridge now. I'm scrolling into my list. If we get more pictures, I think we get a few more. So we left the park, and again, this is and you can. People have asked me before. You see these are not normal. These flowers on the road. That's basically that signals that's still part of the park. So the Maxima Park, which was named after our queens. If you want to check out the different queen parks, because we have 4 of them in Utrecht, there's another video which drives through all the parks related to our 4 queens. So Maxima is our current queen, and every road which is in the park has these flowers on it. And we are now driving still on this road. But you can also see on the homes, before was a little bit older than this, but these are not all new homes, so this was already homes that were there before they decided, or before the city kind of grew over it. And some areas are probably being bought from the farmers, so you can see that they are putting in things like soccer, what we call football areas, and tennis areas, and golf areas. There was a big golf area near the castle. But I hope you can see that if you do this as a day trip, even for yourself, but also if you are with kids or just your significant other, how if you stop along the way, take some snacks, sit around, it's quite easy to fill a day. Or do what I do, just sort of drive around for an hour. I think this whole video also me going back, because I do cycle back to my own neighborhood. I think it took like 15 minutes, including all the small mistakes and the small stops that we did. I have no idea why I stopped here, but I think at some point I figured it was good to put up my thumb, so I did. Oh, I now remember. This was the end of where I planned my route, so I had to press a button that my route planner continued recording. So that's why I had to stop. So here you can see the picture is actually too dark, but I actually think it looks quite nice. And this is also realistic. That's kind of what it looks like if the sun is painting your eyes. So this is, I call this a popsicle building. It's a fort that kind of rebuilt in the space where Roman fort was. It's over on your right. And I took that picture again also during 2020, 2021. And again, if this is your first video on this roundabout, you see some in the helicopter view some stones in both of them, and they are part of the old Roman settlement. And they put a fake, of course, it's not real, but a fake Roman watchtower here on the right. So we're going to our last stop. So if by the end of the day you have done all your bicycling and you do what the Dutch do, is then drink a few beers and then go back on your bike again. So this is one of the local breweries. It's called Maximus, which of course relates to the Roman times in Utrecht. It's quite nice beers. But you can go there and also have some food, and you can see in the summertime this is totally filled with people. You can sit outside and drink the beer that they make at the brewery Maximus. Followed by a few homes, and we are cycling back on the other side. But inside they have really nice vats and the copper works where they make the beer. So you can also check that out. There's sitting areas inside and outside. Of course, everything is a little bit chilled down at the moment because it's end of January and coolish. So we are getting close to my own neighborhood again, Parkwijk. I think that I biked back to one of the smaller parks again. It is called a park, but it's more like greenery for that little part of the town. But again, you can also see in this picture the different, in the helicopter view, the different styles of buildings. Some old, some new, but also some green spaces left and right. And again a roundabout without traffic lights. Notice how little did we actually... yeah, I think we had a few traffic lights, right? So this was a road we talked about before, if you're a repeat watcher, where there were 4 or 5 traffic lights. There's still one in the beginning because the high-speed bus is coming over this one. That's why they put traffic lights there. But the next 4 or 5 traffic lights they took away as an experiment, and they are seeing if it works, and if it works they'll probably take out these traffic lights. And I think they will, because the experiment has been going on for a few months. If it really would have been a disaster, they would have probably stopped the experiment. So one of the nice things about this higher point of view for the camera is that you actually are looking kind of at the correct height of where the traffic lights and the button is for the bicycles. The buttons are quite nice. You can press them, but most of the time it detects you and it starts blinking because there's detection loops in the floor, in the asphalt, that detects bicycles. But some people might have a racing bike which is totally made of carbon, and then it might not detect you, and that's why you can still press the button. But most of the time you don't have to press the button, it just goes blinking all by itself. And there are multiple loops. So here you can see that the traffic, they changed the structure temporarily to see if this works. And if it works, they will probably take out the traffic lights, which are now blinking orange. I think there's another traffic light still active up ahead, because there's a school entrance there. And there are multiple schools. There's one here on the left and one on the right. I think there's one traffic light that they kept on for that reason, if my memory serves me right. here, but where is it? It was somewhere. So they don't take them out randomly, but they are taking quite a few out. And I guess what I'm saying, I think they like what has happened here in the last few months. They will make it a fixed thing. I think the traffic lights are still over here because there's a lot of kids. There's a lot of young kids on your left. You can hardly see it, but over the bridge there are a few schools, and of course when they go out, it's better to have some traffic lights here. So this one is turned off, but the previous one wasn't. I think that's probably it. Now again, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I kind of forgot what I did at the end of the video. We have another, I think, 6 or 7 minutes left. I always, if you're watching multiple of my videos, kind of leave the part when we are driving home. Leave that in, because well, somebody might watch it. And I recorded it anyway. But basically this trip went from the Maxima Park, and you notice that we ended up in the Maxima Park again. This was a traffic light I was talking about. Yeah. So here's still a traffic light, because there are schools. You can see it in the helicopter view. There are quite a few school buildings there. I think because there are also quite younger kids which are old enough to be on their own bicycle, but maybe not, especially if they're in groups, not all the time paying all the attention. And so I think that's why they left the traffic light. Nice homes on the left side. I should take a nice picture with the reflection in the water at some point. Yeah, I personally think that, not sure why, but I think this is the best video so far, where we are bringing these different techniques together. So in the helicopter view you see this strange sort of building, which is actually the local internet exchange point. The telephone and the internet connections come in there for this area. And when I moved here it was totally sort of hidden, but over time yeah, things were built near it. We also just passed a little girl on quite a big bike. And she was waiting for her mom, so that's why he was standing there. This is also nice. We see what they call a stint, which is a small electric vehicle with a person on the back, and inside there can be either 6 or 8 kids, and they use them to drive them to different school areas, or different schools use them to drive around kids. I might go into this one. Nope. I think I just went to the end of this road, which is our starting point again. I know that 2 days ago or 3 days ago I made a video where we are cycling these different hills in this small park to the left of us. And you can also see that in the helicopter view. So we visited Parkwijk, which is the area to the left in the helicopter view. I will at some point also do the other side, which you can see, well, I can tell you, but maybe you can also see it, is a little bit newer. They are still, some parts are still not finished, and it goes all the way up to the waterway, so the canal that we've seen. And in front of us we see again such a water area. Again, you might have heard me say this multiple times. This is like the longest straight bicycle path I think in any city probably. It's like 7 or 8 kilometers. And there's nothing on top of it, just 2 rows of trees. Because in the middle there's a really big 1.2 meters water tubes which bring the water from the lake, which is close by, all the way to the dunes. And then from there it gets filtered by the dunes, and then it's pumped to Amsterdam as their drinking water. So all the drinking water you drink in Amsterdam is coming from Utrecht. So this is the end again. So hope you enjoyed it. I really like this one for several reasons. So see you in the next one.